Hello and welcome to Strausss on supply chain. Today with a free ebook. Yeah, I'm the Strausss with 3ss.com, and today we're talking about the supply chain, which is an industry, a profession where everything, every day, everywhere you are is on fire, broken, volatile, disruptive, or as my children would call it, cursed. So this is the systemic background, but because that isn't enough, with a frightening regularity, people come up with ways to deliver absolutely epic cock-ups of planetary or at least national proportions. So, because supply chain is so tough, and this is the first ever episode in this series, we're going to go easy. We're going to start very gently with a little amuse-gueule, as it were. So, today's topic is supply chain planning transformation, which is best illustrated by the following diagram. Yes, that is the Picasso mural Guernica talking about or representing an aerial bombardment by an air force that shall remain nameless on the city of the same name. If you don't recognize the parallels, just wait, you'll learn. And so, yeah, supply chain planning transformation is totally easy. I mean, it's like the success rate is like, oof. It's what it is, right? And it gets to the point, I mean, it's never at the point where very large supply chain consulting companies actually come up with methodologies to rescue because they assume you're going to fail anyway. And there are no strategic consultants advising you to plan to fail many, many times so you can at least approach 50% of the benefits which are in there. So why is this topic so hard? Well, that's where the ebook comes in. I'm going to tease it a little bit longer. It's an ebook about supply chain, and it's quite old, and that's the enlightening part. I've taken the liberty of taking selected quotes, which I'll share with you, and then I'll unveil the book. But you will hopefully recognize that some of these problems have been around for a really, really long time. So, writing in the journal, a Mr. Blackburn noted that the planners had skepticism. 5 years ago, should IT suggest to a planner that a given deficiency be remedied by the addition of a black box, the planner you'd usually regard such an IT person a complete sadist. You see, it's an older book. It's an interesting turn of phrase. Planners did not want to entrust planning to a black box. Hi guys, I've seen it a million times. Then as now, black box stood for a mysterious gizmo whose inner workings are obscure to the user. But further, there's other topics. A different person, J. Roberts, wrote against the little black boxes that simultaneously aided the planner and took over some of his control. So aided the planner. Apparently it's positive, and I'll skip you then. The planner becomes excess baggage except for monitoring duty, and the question arises as to whether he is paying his way or not. So that's always the first two things with any planning and indeed software transformation is like, I don't understand it, I don't trust it, and is it going to take away my job? These things have always been there. Ebook is coming in just a moment. Last one there, I like this one, tended to find the new characteristics of planning system objectionable when they were new. So when first faced, the planners like, don't like it, but showed a remarkable ability to adapt. This is cause for optimism. Hey, medals all round. Well, not quite, because human planners proved so adaptable that they sometimes actually masked potentially dangerous problems by learning to plan around them. Excel sheets round the back, uploaded back into SAP, behind all of your clever algorithms. And, you know, you have the degree of concentration and the distraction, etc., etc. Okay. Here's the reveal. Dear audience, I'm sorry I lied to you. The book which I was quoting from has nothing to do with supply chain. It's from actually MIT 2008. It's called Digital Apollo, Human and Machine in Spaceflight. And all of the anecdotes, or the quotes rather, which I had is not even from spaceflight. It's early test pilots, so many of which actually turned into astronauts. Armstrong is there. Neil Armstrong is mentioned, and Collins and Chuck Yeager, and all I did was take some text and do a find and replace pilot by planner, flying by plan, system by planning software, designers by IT, etc. And so the lesson is that these really smart people, right? They are literally steely-eyed rocket men, had the same biases about, I don't like it, it's going to take away my job, etc., etc. So a couple more choice quotes from the books to round us off. One which is like the pilots actually found themselves enmeshed in the Aegis systems. It's going to happen. The only thing you're going to do by resisting is actually cause more pain. Because of the ability of planners to like plan around problems or use the software in weird ways, the planner opinion should only be considered after a period of learning. Don't, they have to use it for 6 months or a year, and then the opinion can go into the new software. If it's the first time they see it, the system, just like the first time the pilot says, well, what's this newfangled autopilot? I want to stay awake for 16 hours on Benzedrine. It's like, let's stick... forget the first impression, give a person a period of learning, and then incorporate that into your system. The last one I have to leave here. Up until recently, better displays of information became a common planner request because they believed that given the proper needles and indicators, they could control anything. That's the same as, I don't need a clever planning algorithms, I just need better analytics. And no, like if you're controlling something the size of a modern supply chain, it's just not going to cut it. There's a reason why cockpits today look like this and not like this anymore. This is the evolution. You might as well go with it. Some key takeaways, and then we will be done for today. So, the resistance to new technology and the fear of irrelevance or redundancy have nothing to do or are not specific to planning software or even software. Furthermore, people do adapt, right? The Neil Armstrongs and the guys who were writing those articles, they adapted. And if you look at Apollo 13, the movies, they are enmeshed in the system, right? The technology will handle tasks that are too large and too fast for humans, right? I don't care how many needles you got. It's a Saturn V rocket. It's 600 million tons of hydrogen and oxygen exploding in 30 seconds. You are too slow, right? The humans should see themselves as being enmeshed as part of the overall system, exception management, control functions, and just the meta. And last and not least, analytics by them are insufficient. So, I hope we all learned a little bit today. Free ebook, link will be in the description below. It's a cracking good read if you like that kind of old technology, history of technology, culture, and the space race. Always good to go back to history. If you like this kind of content, feel free to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell and all of those YouTube things. Feel free to, if you came here via LinkedIn, to like and repost and comment on that one just to reach more people. If you really, really, really like this kind of content, do consider going to my website, strausswith3ss.com, and subscribing to the newsletter. So far, I've never sent one out, but having that mailing list gives me direct access to you, the dear audience, and I'm not quite as dependent on these large technology corporations. It's been a blast. Catch you again next Sunday.